Scene script. Hi, this is Osama Amrani. I'm a grade 9 student at Al Nada School in Sana'a, Yemen. In this episode, I will be talking about the fascinating process of excretion in plants. Have you ever wondered how plants, the silent and stationary life forms, manage their waste? Welcome to the hidden world of plant secrets, where we unveil the mysteries of nature's green machines. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of plant excretion. Yes, you heard that right. Just as animals do, plants also have their unique system to remove waste products. Now let's set the stage. Picture a plant, standing tall and green, basking in the sunlight. It may seem serene, but there's a lot going on inside. Like all living organisms, plants carry out numerous metabolic activities. These processes produce waste, which needs to be managed. This is where excretion comes in. Excretion, in the context of plants, refers to the process by which plants rid themselves of waste products. It's an essential part of the plant's survival, ensuring that harmful substances don't build up and impair its growth and development. But plants don't have kidneys, or a bladder, or a digestive system like animals. So how do they manage this crucial task? Well, plants have their own unique and efficient ways to deal with waste. Some of these methods might surprise you. They involve various parts of the plant, from the leaves down to the roots. And it's not just about getting rid of waste either. Plants are masters of recycling. They often convert waste products into useful substances that contribute to their growth and survival. Talk about being resourceful. So next time you look at a plant, remember there's more than meets the eye. These green beings are not just sitting pretty. They're busy conducting complex processes, including excretion, to sustain life and contribute to the rich biodiversity we see around us. As we delve deeper into the world of plant excretion in the following scenes, we'll uncover more about these fascinating processes. We'll learn how plants use their leaves, roots, and even the air around them to manage waste. If you've thought plants just sit pretty, you're in for a surprise. So how does a plant without a complex organ system like ours handle excretion? Well, let's delve into the botanical world to unravel this mystery. Imagine a city with no garbage disposal system. That'd be a disaster, right? Similarly, plants, like any living organisms, generate waste, and they need to get rid of it to stay healthy. But without a sophisticated organ system like ours, how do they manage it? The answer is, plants have their own unique ways to handle waste disposal. They excrete waste through different parts such as leaves, roots, and flowers. Yes, you heard it right. These parts aren't just for photosynthesis or attracting pollinators. They also function as waste disposal units. Take leaves, for instance. They act like little waste disposal factories. The waste products of photosynthesis, like oxygen, are released into the atmosphere through tiny pores on the leaf surface called stomata. These stomata function like little gateways, allowing plants to breathe and get rid of unwanted gases. Meanwhile, the roots help to excrete waste into the soil. Some waste products are stored in the plant cells and are released into the soil when the plant dies and decomposes. But that's not all. Some plants go a step further and excrete waste through their flowers. If you've ever wondered why some flowers have a peculiar smell, now you know. Now let's talk about stomata. These microscopic structures play a crucial role in the excretion process. Functioning like mini exhaust fans, they allow the plant to exhale waste gases, primarily oxygen and water vapor. But they also keep a check on what goes out and what stays in. They open and close depending on the plant's needs and the environmental conditions. So, in essence, plants have ingeniously turned their basic structures into a multifunctional system that not only helps them grow and reproduce, but also keeps them clean. They might not have kidneys or lungs like us, but they've got their leaves, roots, and flowers doing the job. Intriguing, isn't it? Plants have their own clever ways to stay clean. Ever pondered over the constant exchange of gases plants engage in? Well, it's a fascinating tale of survival and symbiosis, involving two key players, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Let's start with oxygen. As you may know, plants are the world's primary oxygen suppliers, but have you ever wondered why? This all boils down to the process of photosynthesis, where plants convert light energy, usually from the sun, into chemical energy. During this process, plants take in carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight and produce glucose, which they use for growth and development, and oxygen, which they don't need and therefore release. This release of oxygen, believe it or not, is a form of excretion. Yes, you heard it right. Just like animals, plants also excrete, but instead of getting rid of waste products harmful to them, they're giving life to us. By releasing oxygen, plants are not only getting rid of their excess byproduct, but also providing us with the very gas we need to survive. Talk about a win-win situation. Now let's turn our attention to carbon dioxide. In the daytime, plants use carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, but at night, when there's no sunlight for photosynthesis, plants switch gears and go into respiration mode. During respiration, plants use the glucose they've stored up during the day, and one of the byproducts is carbon dioxide. But too much carbon dioxide can be harmful to plants, just like it can be to us. So how do plants get rid of this excess carbon dioxide? They simply release it back into the air. Again, this is a form of excretion, wherein plants are maintaining their internal balance while contributing to the balance of gases in our atmosphere. So, the next time you breathe in fresh air, remember to thank a plant. After all, they're working round the clock, silently and assiduously, to ensure we have the oxygen we need, while also taking care of their own needs in this wonderful cycle of life. Plants don't just deal with gaseous waste, they have solid waste too. But how do they manage that? You might be surprised to hear that plants have a rather sophisticated system in place to handle their solid waste, and it's a process that's as unique as the plants themselves. Every cell in a plant has a special compartment known as a vacuole. This is a kind of storage unit where the plant stashes away waste materials it can't use. These waste materials are byproducts of the plant's metabolic processes, and while they might seem like garbage to us, to the plant, they're valuable stuff. Over time, these waste materials are transformed into compounds that the plant can use or safely store away. But what if the waste material is too bulky or harmful for the plant to store? Well, plants have a solution for that too. They simply push these wastes out into their bark or old leaves. If you've ever wondered why some leaves have spots, or why bark can sometimes look a bit rough, now you know. It's all part of the plant's clever waste management system. Now, let's talk about plant resins and gums. If you've ever seen a tree with a sticky substance coming out of it that's resin or gum, these are essentially waste materials that the plant excretes, but they're not just waste, they actually serve a purpose. Resins and gums help to protect the plant from pests and diseases. They're like the plant's natural armor, and they're made from waste products. How's that for recycling? So when we think about plants and waste, it's not just about what goes in and what comes out. It's about how plants use their waste to survive and thrive. They're not just recycling, they're upcycling, turning their trash into treasure. So plants not just beautify our surroundings, they also keep themselves tidy in the process. We've unraveled quite a bit about our green friends, haven't we? We've journeyed deep into the world of plants, understanding their intricate processes and realizing how important it is to appreciate these silent beings that surround us. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We began our journey by unveiling the hidden secrets of plants, discovering that they too, like us, produce waste. But unlike us, they have a unique and ingenious system to manage this waste. A system that is so efficient, it often goes unnoticed. We then dived into the process of plant excretion, exploring how plants use their leaves, roots, and even flowers to get rid of waste. We learnt about the role of stomata in gaseous exchange, and how oxygen and carbon dioxide play a key part in the life of a plant. We saw how plants breathe, much like us, but with a twist. They take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen, the exact opposite of what we do. In a surprising turn of events, we found out that plants don't just excrete gaseous waste. They also have a way of dealing with solid waste. Plants cleverly store these wastes in their tissues, sometimes even using them to their advantage. They are the ultimate recyclers, taking what could be harmful and turning it into something useful. Understanding plant excretion helps us appreciate plant life on a deeper level. It makes us realize that plants are not just passive entities, but active participants in the cycle of life. They manage their waste in ways that are both effective and environmentally friendly, setting a standard that we, as humans, could learn from. And so, we come to the end of our journey, having delved into the green mystery that is plant excretion. We've seen how these silent beings handle their waste in an efficient, clever, and subtle manner, showing us that there's so much more to plants than meets the eye. And that's how plants, in their own silent and subtle ways, manage their waste. Quite the unsung heroes, aren't they?